Did you know if you drop a like and subscribe in the next 5 seconds, nothing will happen but it will put a giant smile on my face? With Season 8 of Chapter 2 within Fortnite getting interesting now with the release of Fortnitemares for 2021 bringing along a multitude of free rewards, map changes and even things to do with the live event or the storyline or lore revealing the secret skin. Believe it or not, the 50% mark or halfway through the season date is nearly upon us and has crept up considering this season is shorter than the others in Chapter 2. And despite Epic Games recently implementing Fortnitemares in the 18.21 update at the time of me recording this video, believe it or not, the week after, literally from right now when I'm uploading, we're going to be seeing 18.30 as it's currently on the staging servers. Now, why am I mentioning all this, you may be wondering, considering the title is to do with Fortnite Chapter 3? Well, you guys will have to wait and see about all the leaks in this video, as it looks like instead of going into Chapter 2 Season 9 and then going through Season X before Chapter 3, it's going to be happening on December 5th, being the end of this season, when the new season is meant to start, being Chapter 3 Season 1. We've literally got so many leaks to go over to do with the Cube Queen, what she's going to be doing, as she's currently in this sphere above the Cube Town or the Convergence area, of which is soon going to be changing in a big manner. And I know that already sounds good to all of you, so of course do yourself the favour today, sit back, relax, grab your favourite snacks and yeah, stick around, watch the full video. If that hasn't already convinced you, then do it for my pug Gus, as yeah, he looks kinda sad just all the time with a pug face anyways. And he's even more sad from knowing that 70% of all eyes on screen watching the video, yes you right now, perhaps even aren't subscribed. It's 100% free to hit the big red button and turn on all notifications, so I don't know why you wouldn't want to do so, as well as enter my brand new creator code in the Fortnite item shop right now, just simply FM1, literally one of the shortest and easiest codes to enter in Battle Royale history. As an Epic partner, it greatly supports the channel. I'm not going to lie and say it does anything for you, the supporter. It literally just says a code that you're using in the item shop in the bottom right of your screen. But speaking of stuff that does benefit you, being subscribed so you get all the information in the world of Fortnite as soon as it's uploaded to this channel, don't forget that I give 5 different subscribers every single day. So of course, if you want to be shown gifted in the next video, perhaps make sure you're subscribing to the channel with all notifications turned on, and then comment your Epic Games ID down below and potentially what you'd like to receive off me. And yeah, there's a chance this could be you showcased on screen in front of hundreds of thousands of eyes to see in that very next video. But with all that jibber jabber out the way, without wasting a single second more, let's hop into everything Fortnite Chapter 3 that's either been leaked or revealed by insiders, so make sure of course you don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
I'm not, I'm sitting on my
Don't
back.
go anywhere.
Okay, so before we talk about Chapter 3, and obviously we already know when this is going to be starting, if the next season is, which it most likely will be based off what we've got to talk about today, we need to go over what's happening with the future updates of this season. As you guys know, we're currently expecting to see next week 18.30 at the time of me recording and uploading this video, considering it's on the staging servers now, meaning it's complete and ready to go live basically. Believe it or not, this 18.30 update in itself looks like it's going to be the second to last one not only of this season, but Chapter 2 as a whole, considering Sheena states in this tweet, it seems that Epic is no longer planning to release a v15.50 update according to the config file of the last update. Another strange thing is that this file also mentions a version called 19.01, I assume it's just a typo and they're meant to put 19.10, but we'll find out in the future. Obviously then meaning if they're not planning an 18.50 update, 18.40 is the last one of this season and potentially this chapter, based off the information and intel we're about to dive into right now. Just before we do though, just note that data miners have been able to see what updates are currently being tested by Epic Games, and it seems to go up to 18.40 as you can see Twee mentions here in this tweet, as he can't wait for 20.00, and yeah, Sheena was right, there's a 19.00 and 19.01, which could actually represent the downtime and the updates obviously happening to transfer us into 20.00, the final one that's on here, potentially being Chapter 3. One of the first things pointing toward the fact that we're going to be going into Chapter 3 already, even without going through Season 9 and Season X in Chapter 2, is first and foremost the fact that we've been on this brand new island since the Black Hole event initially occurred from Chapter 1, transitioning into Chapter 2 over 2 years ago. This actually begun Chapter 2 after the Black Hole again commenced on October 15th, obviously from 2 days worth of the Black Hole screen occurring, when we tried to load up Fortnite and were met with only this mini game that we could play for something to actually interact with. And as you guys know now, 2 years later, considering this was October 15th, 2019, as this season set to end on December 5th, 2021, with it being near the end of the year again, like when Chapter 2 started, it will be the perfect time and a fresh start for Fortnite to transition us not only into a brand new chapter, but according to this leaked list of information, a brand new island, which again would make sense from the prior traits of the transition from Chapter 1 into Chapter 2. With the nights getting darker quicker, with us being in the autumn or even winter season, Epic Games aren't stupid and know that most people, if not most of their target audience specifically, will be playing games and stuff like that. So one way to reignite the interest in Fortnite, considering it's one of the lowest points it's actually been now in the time it's become popular anyways in 2018. And as you can clearly see on this graph too, there's a giant random spike. You know what that spike was? It was, from the black hole event occurring and Fortnite going offline for 48 hours. From a community standpoint, this is what we need now to literally get everybody back playing the game even as casuals, because it seems like the more seasons we go on, the less casuals we bring along with us. And with that simply being logic about how to revive a game to its once most popular state anyways from a similar event occurring over 2 years ago, let's now move on to all the information we have about this brand new chapter, why and when it will be happening or how. First and foremost, before the release of Season 8, I refer to this in a lot of videos I publish on this channel about Fortnite, considering yes, it is a Fortnite based channel. We literally had a ton of information on here, and so far everything has come true despite the Naruto skin coming to game, which Epic Games actually managed to void out of the Season 8 Battle Pass initially, although it was planned. And of course the Chapter 3 intel, considering we can't know if this is yet to become true or not because Chapter 3 is not here, and the rideable monsters or mechs coming at some point. Basically, this specific insider, who also predicted the Primal theme for Season 6, who made this list of information, got a ton or scary amount of things right. The most recent thing he was able to predict was the Batman Who Laughs skin coming to the game, and yeah, it's literally available now despite it getting revealed within the past week with the release of this trailer showing also the location of the Foundation, which we have yet to mention more about later in the video. But with the context given about so much already coming true off here, we can assume then that everything about Chapter 3 is going to be coming true, right? Considering one of the points is dual Season 8 and also Chapter 3 at the same time, again with no mention of Season 9 or Season X, so why wouldn't he mention anything about that on here instead of going from Season 8 leaks, directly into Chapter 3 if there were going to be a Chapter 2 Season 9 and Season X. The point I'm referring to specifically is about obviously not only the cube returning to the Fortnite Island, or cubes now should I say, from us getting revealed to the hive of them for the first time in the Operation Skyfire live event inside the mothership. This point also states about the Cube Queen, obviously, controlling the cubes or even the direction of the storyline this next season, and will play a large part in Chapter 3. So who's to say, with her being in-game now and even a bigger size than our Fortnite characters by nearly 4 times as much I'd say, she could very well be responsible once whatever happens in terms of an event right here, considering there is going to be one surrounding her as she wouldn't be in-game, is catastrophical enough for this Fortnite Island that it transitions us on December 5th into Chapter 3. With Epic Games obviously releasing the Fortnitemares trailer for 2021, and with this even being themed around the Cube Queen herself, but even getting her own trailer, although we can't unlock her at the time of me recording this video, the first available date to do so, and this 2-page section of her that we can click on in the coming soon section is on October 28th. Many people are speculating that considering this is 3 days before Halloween in itself, and with Fortnitemares being based around, yes, the Halloween period, there's going to be then a live event on Halloween or the 31st in itself, which I don't believe to be true. I think it's just going to be a map change, of which Hypex has already kind of revealed to us in terms of something upcoming, as he states the Cube Town might turn into a pyramid slowly, the pyramid that I talked about last season, because there's a string in the Cube Queen's effects that refers to her as the pyramid tip, and she will also be holding her pickaxe in-game after the 18.30 update with lighting effects around her. In terms of what she's holding right now, this has a large reference to one prior event in Chapter 1 Season 7, being the Ice Storm event, considering the Ice King, like her, was holding cube shards and was able to summon a giant aura version of himself or hologram in the water to then sweep the island full of snow. With them both being surrounded by spheres, the only difference between these two characters is the fact of the size of the Cube Queen in comparison to our Fortnite characters, as the Ice King in-game in the Ice Storm event in Chapter 1 Season 7 was the same height as normal players kind of surrounding him, and even that small point or comparison in itself, with the height of the Cube Queen or the size of her being bigger, this then could mean that the effects of her are going to be much greater for the Fortnite Island. One theory we talked about in a previous Chapter 3 video is that she could even sweep the map full of this sideways dimension, as she mentioned in the trailer for Chapter 2 Season 8 the Battle Pass one, that nothing will remain once her plan goes underway or she gains full control of the Fortnite Island, or even reveals herself on it or visits it. Although this would make sense and again correlate to the Ice Storm event, of which Epic Games I think are inspired off in terms of implementing the Cube Queen in a sphere that's going to be the tip of some sort of pyramid potentially eventually in the 18.30 update that's going to happen soon. I don't think they're going to be going with her sweeping the map and making it all sideways dimension or dark, considering this would be boring for players to hop on and very dull in terms of a vibe. And of course, in terms of an event happening, I believe this will then be catastrophical enough to end the Chapter 2 island and send us potentially back into a black hole-like state. Of course, this is needed to transition from chapter to chapter, even though we saw this kind of happen going into Chapter 2 Season 5 from Season 4 with the Galactus live event. And with that in mention, considering we know this Fortnite Chapter 2 island needs to come to its demise completely or be destroyed or even enter a black hole-like state, from referring back to our list of insider information, one of the most obvious points announced that was going to be coming in Chapter 3 stated on here is that the Chapter 3 map will be completely redesigned. The reason I've mentioned this, although it's very obvious, is because obviously an event of such scale to end one map or destroy it completely leading into another through a black hole would require a catastrophical event only being able to be triggered from conflict between 2 or 3 sides. These sides, in my opinion, based off the fact we now know where the Foundation resides in another dimension, being the Gotham universe, with us knowing he's very powerful in being able to contain the 0 point once it's in its kind of zero bloom-like state and there's no going back. He is definitely one of the sides in this conflict between not only him and the Cube Queen, but also Dr. Slone, who's making her way slowly to the redacted bunker and is going to be opening these bunker doors for the first time in Chapter 2. This has literally been here for 2 years since Chapter 2 started, and yeah, we haven't known anything about it. We've had teases toward what's going to be going on with it, but now something's finally going to be happening with her convoy on the way here and updating each update that passes. And despite Dr. Slone just simply being a normal human being, we know she has the intel or capabilities to bring down something bigger than the Fortnite Island, being the mothership in itself at the end of last season. So yeah, her skills or abilities or even kind of conscience isn't to be taken lightly. With all of these three perhaps ending up in the same Fortnite universe on this Fortnite Island at the end of the season, obviously having their own intent for it in terms of what they want it to be, yeah, this could lead to a giant fight between all 3 sides. The destruction happening in this and the outcome of it, I definitely think will be what leads us into Chapter 3 in itself, with a very interesting Chapter 3 trailer obviously airing because of this. However, we have to remember with the Foundation being the leader of the 7, because of this, I don't think he's going to be eliminated, as another point on this list of information from the insider about Chapter 3 states that we're going to be revealed to the location of the 7 and where they've been hiding and doing their research all of this time. As of right now, we only know 3 of the 7 characters currently in-game anyways that we've been able to get as skins or seen in trailers, being firstly the Visitor, then the Scientist, then the Paradigm, and now the Foundation. Maybe at the end of this season, Chapter 2 Season 8, we get more either in the item shop or reveal to more characters in some sort of trailer or cinematic. I guess we're yet to know, but of course it would make sense to reveal them more so as we go into Chapter 3 throughout those seasons if we're going to be finding out where their secret base is at. So make sure to keep that in mind as we approach closely more so December 5th, where yeah, it's going to be more obvious if we're entering a new chapter or not, or a new season. If there were to be a live event between these 3 sides, the Cube Queen, the Foundation, and Dr. Slone, who would you want to win? Who are you rooting for? Let me know down below in the comments. That's all I've got for you guys in this video, however, so if you enjoyed, slap a like in it and make sure you're subscribing to the channel with all notifications turned on, considering 70% of you still watching at the end of the video right now are not subscribed. And speaking of other videos, make sure to interact with anything on screen right now that's clickable, but most importantly, hopefully I can catch you. Yes, you the individual still watching, I can see you, but hopefully in the very next video I do then post after this one on the channel.